Thanks for your support as a channel member, F1 Skiddy! The last two race weekends have really got me quite down, so I'm going to have a spa treatment. Hello folks, and welcome to episode 33 of Haas with F2 and GP2 champions only, and we're gearing up for the Belgian Grand Prix at Spa-Francorchamps. I am indeed going for a spa weekend, and it's the F1 motor racing kind. We are coming off the back of two dreadful weekends where we walked away empty-handed. We smashed up the car, broke parts. Well, Hulkenberg did. He went all Hulk smash on it since he's retiring, and we are replacing him with Pierre Gasly. We have also renewed Felipe Drugovic's contract for next season. He's now overall rated 79, so I'm going to keep hold of him for next season. Just going to check you in with the F2 Championship, because whoever wins this, we will sign as our reserve driver for Season 3. We'll probably only get Season 3 in, and that'll be the story done with Haas before F1 Manager 24 comes out. But Clement Novalak or Oliver Behrman looks like they're going to be one of our, well, they will be our reserve driver next season. At the moment, Clement Novalak, if he decides to stick around, I suppose. I mean, we should probably scout him at some point, just make sure he's interested in joining, but you know, we'll get to that later on. In terms of car developments, we've had a bit of a setback with the suspension. They've had to pause the design work on that, but we have been manufacturing a new chassis. We've got some new underfloor parts coming in, and yeah, that's going on to whose car is that going on to? That's gone on to Felipe Drugovic's car, I think. Yeah, so it's a little bit of a boost in medium and high speed corners, and yeah, high speed corners are the thing around Spa, as are the straights. So let's see how we stack up against the rest of the grid. 10th for top speed, acceleration we're 5th, so yeah, we should be quite good on the run out of La Source. By the time we get to the Kemmel Straight, kind of mid, but in high speed corners, middle sector, we could be very, very dangerous in terms of the lap times that we can pull out. So I'm going to get to the circuit. I don't believe this is a sprint weekend. It is not. We've got rain for Saturday, potentially in practice, maybe qualifying. Obviously, we had a wet qualifying session last time out in Imola, so we'll have to be on our toes for that. I'm going to go through practice. I'll see you on track and qualify. Disappointingly, Felipe Drugovic has been knocked out in Q2 here in Belgium. We had a wet session. We ran only on inters, but I think I think he got held up by one of the Alpine. Well, it was Gasly. It was definitely Gasly, because he was stuck behind an Alpine at one point, and that basically ruined his second lap. We did a double run, push, cool, push, and Drugovic got stuck behind the Alpine and got bumped out by Gasly, who is also out of the session. Hulkenberg is into Q3 though, so hopefully he can achieve something pretty special. He's quite good in the wet, so this could be interesting. I don't know whether it's going to be wet all the way through, or if we're going to get wet to start and then we'll dry up. Let's find out now. It is going to get wetter, so we need to go right now, I think. I think this is going to be the best period of the session. Indeed, we're going to get more rain, and then maybe right at the end. Maybe right at the end. The rain is getting heavier right now, so we need to be prepared to do another lap later in the session. Sainz is in the garage still, interestingly, and Hulkenberg has set a personal best first sector. Not as quick as Verstappen. That's to be expected. The Red Bull is the class of the field. But hopefully through this middle sector we can pull out a decent lap. Let's just sort of see how things progress on the two-dimensional version of things. We'll go to times 8 and see where everybody pops their cars. We are over half a second off the pace. Leclerc, or just a bit slower. We, I think, have timed this very well right now. So we are set for a front row grid slot because the rain is getting heavier, but it's going to get lighter in a couple of minutes. So we might need to run again. Right, final effort of qualifying. We'll just follow it in 2D for now, because We need to see what everybody else does. Are they improving? Let's get the sectors up. Well, Verstappen's going faster. Hulkenberg is not. We've got a mixture of not improvements and some personal bests from everybody. So let's see if anyone can get themselves up the order. Leclerc hasn't. Verstappen's actually gone faster. He's the only person who seems to have improved so far. Alonso's gone third, actually. And Hulkenberg, I'm just... Wow. Do we bother? No, we're just going to call him in. We'll sack this lap off because we have secured a front row start. So, yeah, great job, Hulk. That's more like it, I would say. Bit of a tricky strategy decision here in Belgium. You can one-stop, and it's fairly straightforward, soft to medium, but I don't really want to be left exposed later on in the race. So I'm going to two-stop with both drivers. At least with Drugovich, we can undercut everyone who's potentially ahead of us and gain ground that way. And then also, if there's a safety car of any kind, then the AI will probably box anyway, so it could work out really nicely for us. So we might just find ourselves, well, it could work out badly as well. You never know. But hopefully we'll be in a good position. Drivers seem fairly happy with their setups. Let's do a motor race. Well, it's nice to see a Haas back on the front row of the grid. 5 red lights in Spa. The lights are out. The race is on. Can Hulkenberg get up to Max Verstappen from the line? No, he can't. Verstappen is away and gone. And we probably won't see him for the rest of the race. Alonso is very close to us. I don't like that. He's on mediums as well. No, thank you, Fernando. Go away. I said go away. That'll do. There we go. Drugovich is 12th still. He's started lap 3. DRS is now active. And we are going to be in a whole heap of trouble because Max Verstappen is 3 seconds up the road already. Absolutely annihilated us in the opening couple of laps. I'm going to deploy some more battery. We've been attacking on the soft tyres. We've been pushing. We weren't deploying, but despite that, he was still getting away at a rapid rate. Someone has crashed. It's Carlos Sainz who's off the road. The Ferrari handing Felipe Drugovich a position. That'll do nicely. Alonso might get us here, but you know he's definitely going medium soft. And in fact, if he goes past us here, we will get the DRS for the Kemmel Straight. We're going to go wheel to wheel, side by side. We're actually going to make the overtake through Eau Rouge. Don't mind it. We're just doing that again. And we're back up into second place. Nice little bit of progress here from Felipe Drugovich. He's actually going to make this move around the outside of Blanchimont. This is outrageous. Dude, that's how you celebrate a new contract. You start flexing your muscles, and we move him up into 10th place. We can take him off of driving in clean air now. In fact, that was Hulkenberg I'm showing you. Drugovich is right on the tail of Lewis Hamilton. Gasly's got himself up into 8th. But that's okay because we're currently second with Hulk, albeit 5 seconds off the lead. He's managed to drop Alonso a little bit. Felipe Drugovich has moved himself into 9th position. He's ahead of Gasly, his future teammate. So they're getting to know each other quite well there. And Felipe getting one in early on the Frenchman in terms of one-upmanship. The whole train of cars going past Nico Hulkenberg. Here we go. Oh, why? Another slow stop, 5.3 seconds. Remember, a slow pit stop cost us points last time out in Imola. But Nico does return to the circuit in P9, albeit with next to no battery. That's not ideal for what we want to achieve. We're going to deploy that 52% and see what we can do. We're making overtakes here at Haas. Felipe Drugovich has now got himself into the top 10. He's just overtaken Daniel Ricciardo as well as the McLaren that was behind him, which I think is Lando Norris. There was 4 cars all piling into La Source there. And at the same time, you might have just caught it. I'll try and keep it in the edit. Hulkenberg passed Hamilton, but the multiple world champion is returning to the fight. And around the outside of Pouon is just never going to work. So I think we'll be secure in P6 now with Hulkenberg. We're not racing the Red Bulls today. We are probably just trying to beat one or both of the Aston Martins. And Hulk is just edging away from Hamilton, which is good news. Drugovich has pulled away from Ricciardo and Norris. And this strategy right now is looking quite healthy. We do need to stop again though, and that's where it will make or break our race. Very interesting development here. Nico Hülkenberg has closed in to within a second of Fernando Alonso, who has yet to stop. So Alonso will almost certainly go to the soft tyre, and he's going in right now. So we will be undercut essentially in this scenario by Alonso, but we will have such better tyres to strike back at him with later in this race. We should finish ahead of Alonso, which would at least, I think, put us on the podium. It's pit stop o'clock for Felipe Drugovich. He was very much under pressure from George Russell and Fernando Alonso, but that's obviously because they're on fresh tyres. Let's see how the Brazilians' pit stop goes. We've had pit stop issues on both stops so far today. This one was much better. 3.3 seconds, and Drugovich returns to the circuit just behind Pierre Gasly. He's still in the top 10, and he's now ready to go on the attack. Are we going to immediately pass the Alpine? Not yet, but we will get those tyres up to temperature and start making some moves. So let's get medium overtake aggression applied, and we will quickly get him into P9. Hülkenberg is into the pit lane. Here's Drugovich. He's probably going to go around the outside of Gasly again, is he? Wow, that's going to be brave, and we're going to just do the move onto the brakes into the bus stop chicane. Lovely stuff from Felipe Drugovich. Hülkenberg is out in P7. He is 2.5 seconds behind Russell, who's 1.3 seconds behind Alonso. They're not that big of gaps, so we can certainly, once we get into DRS range, do one, catch the other, and just keep ticking them off. We've got 14 laps to try and get ourselves onto the podium. But all right, Hülkenberg has caught his first potential victim, and it is George Russell. And as they wiggle out of their bus stop chicane, Hülkenberg gets the job done. Here comes Felipe into the bus stop chicane. DRS active against Lewis Hamilton, and we're just, are we going to go around the outside? I think we might need to deploy some battery here, but we're gonna go do it through Eau Rouge again. Amazing scenes here at Spa. Overtakes through Eau Rouge. Felipe Drugovich is a man on a mission today. And here we go, the run down to Eau Rouge. Don't think, is it going to show us through Eau Rouge? Yes. Lovely stuff. Beautiful move. Brilliant. Even though it's absolutely, wow. Hülkenberg is now 5th. I didn't realise he was catching the Astons quite that quickly. And now he's about to have Fernando Alonso. He's been driving in clean air the entire time as well. So we'll just keep that on for the moment. What I'm going to do is deploy the battery. And Hülkenberg, we're just making all the crazy moves today. Round the outside of Blanchimont. Drugovich did that earlier. He's gone. I've had both drivers pass through Eau Rouge. And Alonso doesn't bother defending. Now we've got, what's that, 8 laps to catch Leclerc. Got 2 laps to go. Let's push everything. Let's go for it. We'll have DRS here to get hold of Leclerc. He's been driving in clean air the entire time. I've been forgetting to take that off. But we'll get this move done. Here we go. Please. DRS. Thank you. And now we'll take that off. Is Drugovich doing the same? He is. That would explain, even despite that, which does slow you down, we've managed to catch these guys at an incredible rate. Hülkenberg moves into P3 and is homing in on a potential P2. We will balance off the fuel here. What's Drugovich up to? We need to make sure we get him through as well. Let's attack on the tyres. He'll have DRS against Russell. We might need to slow this down actually. Will Hülkenberg? I don't think Hülkenberg's close enough to Perez. That's unfortunate. We will probably just fall short of P2 with Nico, but a 3rd place is still great. Felipe, drive in clean air please. Let's see if we can get him up to P7. Russell having a look at Stroll. Drugovich sending it unsuccessfully. But actually, oh, he's having another look into Eau Rouge. Is he going to find a way through? We've got decent straight line speed. Can he go late on the brakes? Late on the brakes around the outside of the Merc. Oh, there's contact and they're both off. I don't believe it. I thought they were a bit too close. And George was forced onto the curb. A little bit of collision there. And it spared Stroll's bacon. And that's not ideal. But no damage done to our car. Let's deploy the battery here with Nico Hülkenberg and see if we can dive bomb Perez into the final corner, because we've got close enough here to maybe challenge the Red Bull. One more lap and we would have been in second place. Max Verstappen has won by a month. He's dominated this race and it is going to be a Red Bull 1-2, but it is a fantastic return to form for Nico Hülkenberg. He picks up his 4th podium of the year with P3. Very pleased with that. We bounce back to form here at Haas with a double points finish. Drogovic has actually got the fastest lap as well, so an extra point for him. Great job all round. Yes, we had a collision on the last lap, but you know, I'd rather be in a collision and we're 7 seconds clear of Hamilton still, and we come home with points, then, you know, it completely ruins our race. So great job everybody, and we'll get to see Nico Hülkenberg on the podium. Celebrations down in Parc Fermé then with Nico Hülkenberg and the team. They've worked so hard to rebuild the car a couple of times this season, but you know, Nico has delivered, and this is the Hülkenberg we have been used to. He has just delivered such great results. Obviously that fantastic victory in Melbourne, of course part of a 1-2 earlier in the season in Japan. He joins the Red Bull drivers on the podium. Lovely stuff. We get some champagne. Who doesn't like a bit of champagne on a Sunday afternoon? That will do very nicely. Let's see how this impacts the championships. So Drogovic has picked up 5 points. We picked up 20 points this weekend. That is very, very good news. Mercedes only picking up 8. So we are now just 12 points behind our Brackley rivals. P4 is definitely still on, despite the disaster that was the two last races. Alpine are 43 points behind because I don't think they scored today. No, Alex Albon beat them both, actually. Gasly and Ocon had a bit of a stinker, to be honest. In the Drivers' Championship, Hülkenberg returns to P5. He's ahead of the reigning world champion. Bro, why are you retiring? You're literally a class act. The only thing you need to stop is, like, crashing. That's all you need to do. Bro, honestly. Always good to get a podium, and even sweeter having not scored in the last 2 races. That was a very nice Spa weekend indeed, you might say. Smash the like button and make sure you subscribe for more F1 Manager content in the future. I'll see you for the next round. I can't remember where it is, but I'll see you there. You're the best fans. It's bye for now.